still remember creating my
Just bear with us a second, folks. Hello, everybody. Just hang on while I wait till audio comes through, because literally I always have to wait to audio come through. We start talking. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm sure I can hear myself. Hope everyone's having a great day today, this glorious Tuesday afternoon. I'm Richard York. I'm going to be here for the next hour, of course, being here fantastically, of course. Hello. So don't forget, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to follow Sliver on their social media. It's a big year, as we can see, the big tournament coming up, and of course, it is going to be rocket. Unfortunately, I'm not actually in this tournament, which I would have liked to have been, but unfortunately, as work commitments do happen, I can't always play games all the time, which I would like to. So today, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit of a last minute. I was asked last minute to do this, so I'm slightly unprepared. We're going to take a quick look at, of course, the first round of the tournament. A couple of fantastic lists, I've got to say, as a Field of Glory fan and keen amateur, some would say. It brings such a variety and, of course, exciting factions even to the first round. And, of course, some of the later periods, 3 and 4, are really interesting as well. But we're going to spend this next hour just looking at a couple of the lists, a couple of the map types, just talking about general tactics that might be used by all of the other teams. There are some cracking teams out there, and I've just looked at the forum thread, and good luck to everybody on there. And the main thing is hope people enjoy themselves is the main thing out of all this. I know. Next time they do something, I will join it and I will record all of my games. But unfortunately, like I said, I'm playing way too many things. But let's have a quick poke a look at the list today. So, as you can see, we're going to just look at period 1 list straight away first. So we'll just look at the OMB, the Sumerian and the Gutan Middle Eastern Plain. I will slip back. I've just got to do some tinkering on Twitch, and I should be able just to, by the law of technology, I should be able just to switch over to my my game. So we're going to look at the 2 lists. These are very early lists. And we'll just have we'll have a quick analysis of just these 2 factions. Similar list. So early chariots, above average light spear. I will let you know, I am an absolute fan of the skirmish game. These chariots, unfortunately, not being superior and having no bows, is something I'm not particularly happy with here. I'm the early chariots, not superior or with bows. We'll see. We get a nice selection of picked spearmen, unprotected, offensive, but medium foot, which is thing. We'll just jump onto a map in a second as well and just look for an army. Access to average unprotected offensive spearmen. Good units, large units as well, actually. Quite average, aren't they, though? Average. Unfortunately, acceptable to a lot of missile fire here, these two middle. And 36 points isn't too bad. And we come to the shield bearers. Only 85% defensive spearmen. Average protected. Yet again, armor not really relevant in this list at all. So this is going to be acceptable to a lot of missile fire here. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there was some units that are heavy foot in this. We were looking. And we come down to just the bog standard spearman, irregular foot, as it's sitting on a tin. It's the chariots with the impact, with a light spear that could possibly annoy a lot of the lower tier irregular foot here. Shield bearers, defensive spearmen. Unfortunately, raw. If you're desperate for some a unit filler for this, that possibly there, but not when you've got access to quite a lot of spearmen and shield bearers, especially 36 points. I mean, the only reason to use probably the raw and the poorly armed rabble is to hide some of your percentage back of the line. I know that is. I do sometimes use that tactic to have a unit or two of. Raw troops to be hidden to hold some of your percentage break, and then just access to quite a lot of archers. Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. I would take all the chariots in this list just because we don't have access to much cavalry. And what does this look like? Yeah, definitely take the chariots. Definitely take the chariots. Picked spearmen, superior. Yeah, that is a good tactic. I do like that. Picked spearman. That you see the unprotected but superior. I've not seen that in a list in quite a long time. Picked spearman is good, but 2 units at 48 points. What does that? That is good for the POA of the superior though. That is really good. But you're just gonna, unfortunately, it's the armor that's gonna let you down there. Zagros warriors, impact foot. That is nice. That is a nice unit that is there. And you can get 6 max for 39 points. We come down to spearmen, unprotected, protected for the shield bearers. Then we can spam. We can absolutely spam. This list needs to, we need to have more units in this Gutan list because of this chariots on the opposite side. Irregular spearmen. We have protect raw. Yeah, raw again, but cheap. Yes, I was going to say that's where it would be. The Zagros warriors, I think I'd max them out as well, and then we come down to just quite a lot of light javelinmen. Yeah, nice. This is going to be quite an interesting starter. It's going to be in the shooting. The shooting here is going to be harsh. And what terrain type are we choosing for this? Let me just come back off this. We're on Middle Eastern Plain. I vaguely can't remember what. Let's just have a look. Middle Eastern Plain. We'll just drop into the game and see what potluck we're given. I don't know what the re-roll system is on the tournament for this. I suppose it's just going to be a couple of enclosures either side, and then what rough terrain. I can't remember the percentage or whatever it should. But I'd definitely mash out the 3 chariots here. I don't know. It's just the bows. Having no bows, because I've faced a lot of these early lists. Yeah, the chariots would be good just because it's the cavalry. It's just the openness, but also, I mean, these guys are going to get shot up. Like, it's going to be a very shooty list. This bowflings. I'd be tempted to take most of the archers and even the javelinmen, but definitely all the chariots. But yeah, it could be a flat plate. It's going to be an interesting bout for that first one. Let's have a quick look at what we are. So we come to an Egyptian list very, very, very early. I think I'm mostly on this very early. But as you can see, so it's going to be take advantage with the chariots and whatever the dice roll with the rough terrain patches. Like I said, it is going to be. I don't know what the re-roll system is on the tournament here, but to be honest with you, possibly I'd mash out definitely all the 3 early chariots. I'd knock out all of the superior, but it's the unprotected that gets me. I mean, they're going to pass a lot of cohesion checks, but they're going to take a lot of fire, though. Like, I'd be shooting them. I'd be shooting these units up to get at least a disruption somewhere. But 48 points. Let's just do a mock list what I would possibly choose. So we've got what we've got straight away. I'd definitely mash out all of the slingers and jabs. What's the other things? No, we're possibly going to get outshot here as well. We're possibly going to get outshot and out medium-footed with the impact swordsman, because I think that swordsman's going to really bash in. So what does it say on the? So it's just troops on a spearman, just the plus 50 plus troop quality. See, that's a nice POA, but also with the general in there at all, if you want to risk his life for dear or money in here, that's what I would do. So it'll be all the lights, but still be careful getting outshot here. but also protecting the chariots. There's nothing particularly that would keep up with the chariots if you wanted to rush them forward or try a flanking maneuver without them getting absolutely mashed. But I suppose retrospectively, the chariots, if you're going to push your line back a little bit, like I said, this is all map dependent. Possibly they're going to evade. Have them in your skirmish line to fight that skirmish battle earlier on. That would be another possibility there. That you use them as in your skirmish line. And then possibly, what's the difference? Unprotected, protected. I think I would take the spear shield bearers over the spearmen, because we get the armor advantage. Armor advantage plus the spears, even though we're getting less spears, but I think overrides the advantage there. So we're getting 100. What are we getting for the armor? Actually, we're getting a better POA there. Are they heavy foot? Yes, that's another bonus there. That is a good point actually for the medium troops attacking them as well. I would weigh more to the shield bearers for the armor, especially we're going to get shot up a little bit here. 36 points. I mean, no, where we're going. Sorry. Actually, they're both the same. I mean, I'd be tempted. I think I'd be tempted for possibly all of them. I'm not putting these down in any particular order, by the way. I'm just chucking these down. But like I said, I won't spend too long because hopefully we in the next 50 minutes we can just look at all the lists and what we would do. But yeah, I'm tempted the chariots would run in the skirmish line. Running the skirmish line, we could do something with them, and then use the shield bearers. But it's the impact though would struggle against impact troops, so would have to. This would be just possibly zone of controlling, anything to do with zone of controlling, and anything we can bar the Zagos warriors, how you pronounce it, and of course possibly the you would possibly you'd possibly still out POA the irregular foot there as well, but of course you're limited to the to the rough terrain positions. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's it. It's this interesting list. I like looking at these lists, but these lists are very early for me. Bear in mind, I like playing Roman Carthage. Though what we're on 6, 7, 8 light troops in total, where they could bring possibly 8, 10, 8 buying, but 10, 2, 3, 8 buying, so 10 there, plus 5. That's going to be spicy. I don't like it. It's the armor. Doesn't anyone wear any armor in this period? It could be just two units of javelin troops. Yeah, I think that is not far off what I'll choose actually for that first list. And I think as well, chucking for these where are they? Is it picked spearmen? Yeah, the picked spearmen. Adding that the general POA, or even a general to the shield bearers, the 86 for the defensive spearmen, the armor advantage, but also the POA. That's going to be rather a nice well, if you risk putting him in combat. But I think that's not far off the list. Just ad hoc looking at this list, I'd have, and I think the chariots, if depending how good their skirmish game is in the first bout here, is how you'd use your chariots. But I think a seasoned player, like I said, would protect his flanks, and just as these aren't bow armed, they're going to have to try and hit people. They're going to have to try and just impact for drop of cohesion. Yeah, I don't like it. I like my chariot superior, and I think I'm too used to using Celtic chariots in the later lists because they are wonderful things. The Celtic chariots, or especially anything with a bow. But yeah, there you go. That's a quick look at the first list. We won't bother looking at the opponent's list. We'll just look at one of the lists. But I think that's not far off what we'd use. But we'd have to be careful about getting shot up here, and of course any fire. But you're going to take damage. You're going to take damage here. All right, we'll zip to the next list. I think we're looking at an Egyptian list here somewhere. Just bear with me, folks. By the power of technology, I shall go on to my things while we just find the things. So we've got an Egyptian Hikrosa. So what period? Egyptian. So we're looking at a plain battlefield for that first period 1. 1550. Sorry, guys, I always just 1550, and we are in the Middle Eastern agricultural. We'll just jump straight to the army list here. Here we go. We should be back now. All right, we should be loaded up on the screen. I don't get the chariots that explode on no drop of cohesion. I'm a WAB player, a Warhammer Ancients player, and there's a couple of lists that have that. If you don't break the unit or the chariot kills it, I think it depicts the chariot killing itself, I suppose. All right, this Egyptian list is very late. Let's have a look at the Egyptian chariot. Oh, praise Ra, Set, and whatever Egyptian gods are we having. Light chariots with bow. I love them chariots. The bow ones are particularly annoying. Like, we're access to 7, 8, 9 units at 44 points. What's the cavalry of the High Cross, whatever you pronounce them? Oh, they are bow chariots as well. Oh, this is going to be a nice chariot game. This is going to be a nice chariot game. I think the Egyptians have the better chariots. Superior bow, superior light bow. Oh no, I mean, to be honest with you, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. Oh yes, it is, isn't it? Oh god, that is. Oh god. That is a good point. Oh, God. Let's go back to... Is it Emperor or Deity? Yes, I did. I can't remember what it's set to. Thanks for that. Let's go back to that again. I knew that looked a bit odd. Let's go back to it again. Does it go to the opponent one? All right, so we've got to look at that list again. So we're Egyptian chariot 6, 7, 8. Early cavalry, which, I don't know. I have mixed opinions about early cavalry. What we've got? Egyptian guard. Medium foot, below average, protected. But the close fighters are going to be the close fighters. 6 for that. I mean, to be honest, we'd go the guard regardless. What are we? How much Egyptian close? So it's 2 and the 6. It's Simon. Simon's here. Egyptian guards. When are we playing the Viking game? So we'll look at and he's a first-time chatter on the Twitch channel. That is depressing. So we go Egyptian close fighter. Thank you very much for letting me know, because I did sit there the other day thinking when that's going off. I think I don't know. What are we access to what lights do we actually have? Light archers 2. We have archers 2, light javelin 3. I don't know. Depending on I think there's a lot more rough terrain in this position, unfortunately. And depending on your look of the roll, I think depending how many chariots you possibly would choose on this list. I'm not particularly like currently. If we was to play this match, I don't think we would choose. I don't think we would choose that many chariots for this map, especially for this rough terrain position here. Possibly one or two on the right. But definitely the Egyptian Close Guard for the Superior Some Armor Light Spear Swordsman. So that's quite a nice unit, but only access to one. But we are access to massed archers, which is going to be handy. Does it have massed archers 2, 5 slingers? Let's in theory do a list of what the terrain would be if we were to be given this army and this list on this map. I think we'd have to negate a couple of chariots because I don't think the only best good thing about the Egyptian chariots here is they do have a bow, so we don't really have to go into that rough terrain, but there is a lot of lights that could be sat there. But they've got quite a boring list. Like, it's very, very boring. And I think would take at least, I think, five of the massed archers. I think the massed archers are going to be good for counter chariots with zone of control. As long as you can zone of control their chariots in place and they get too close, that's what I would possibly do. And it would be a shoot-a-thon to see who drops cohesion the most. You see, I would aim to push right with this Egyptian list on this map. Going left, any opponent's going to be, holding onto that hill quite heavily. I don't think we'd go any chariots for this map. We'd possibly have more close fighters, enough that we can balance out the guarding of guarding enough of our archers. And then just possibly not any javelinmen to get too close. Oh, we've got 126. See, it's below average as well. Massed Archers, Egyptian Guard. Yeah, this map, if it was this selected, we wouldn't choose any, mostly chariots here. I'm tempted to, I'd even get rid of the early cavalry, possibly. How much is it's still quite how many points that is. Let's have a quick look at what it would be. I think we'll go more Egyptian close fighters, to be honest with you. I think we'll definitely try and overcome with zone of control and with the massed archers just to try and weigh down to them chariots. 86. Possibly we could go just some Libyans. What's that? 26 points. Wow, would be forced to take a javelin. Hypothetically, that would possibly, for this map type we have here, the chariots wouldn't be particularly effective. And then, of course, how brave. You see, it only putting that commander in there would just knock up that POA for that unit. I know it's risky. He's gonna die horribly in that combat. But yeah, that's the list we'll do. Unfortunately, the opponent's list isn't. Let's see what the computer actually chooses. We don't really care for this. You see, he's done particularly the same for us. Kept a couple of chariots in the back. I think he could have selected quite a lot more chariots there. Actually, no, he did choose quite a lot on the left. So he came up with 6 chariots there, which I think is too much for this terrain type, especially where we can possibly camp a little bit in this rough terrain position. How many space, and also how far we are away from this rough terrain position. We wouldn't even fathom going left here. All right, that's actually quite an interesting Let's have a quick look at the. We've got plenty of time actually. Let's look at the sea people. All right, we'll come off this and we'll go to the next thing. So we're on Mediterranean agricultural. But a nice two selections for the first two battles. A nice mix of the first is more unarmored medium foot with some mixed heavy foot in there with lots of lights. Second game could be cavalry based or dimmed on the chariots if how well the chariots and how well your light game is here. So we are sea people. Is it 12? That's the one. My sim 1250. That's the one. And we Mediterranean. Okay. I think we have. I think we did somewhere. It rings a bell. The sea people. We've got my favourite chariots. You see, I like my light chariots with bows. I prefer the bows because they are ridiculously annoying and ridiculously annoying to catch. Oh god, I remember this. These are amazing. 85. Is this the difficulty setting I've changed it to? It doesn't matter. We'll just compare the list. We're just comparing lists. Yes. These picked swordsmen are absolute brutes. These are nasty. These are my money's on the sea people already. The sea people. We get myrmidons though. Armored. I think that's the possibly only armored thing in this. No, we have people there. This is what's the later list? Actually, let's have a look. What's the later list? Babylonian. Yeah, this must be the. Oh no, the Assyrians will have some armor somewhere. No, the Assyrians. We'll have to check the next. But yeah, this is a hard. My money's on the sea people, like massively already. Yeah, these these are in a bit of trouble. Is that swordsman as well? The pick. I'll be bashing out both. Let's just jump into a match. We'll see what terrain happens. I don't know. Impact. It's going to be the impact. I mean, what terrain would we take? A chariot? We would take. Actually, no. In this map, it would be. I think this map is reduced due to the river. Can we get around to the other side? Yeah. How cheeky would you guys be to go around the other side? What percentage? As you see the forward here, would you get a unit to go around to that right side or not? I don't know. It's rather risky. There's only one ford on the right side. I don't know. I'd possibly, if I was feeling very ambitious, to stick one chariot here, just to walk him around that right side. Yeah, maybe a chariot. I'd be feeling cheeky though to do it, like very cheeky, because any other unit would take too long to go that way. But currently on this map, due to the river probably taking a quarter of the map off, reduces our overall playing span of the game. But let's have a look. So we've got pick. Yeah, this is impact. This unit will just walk. I'd have 63 points, or whatever that would be equate to in the thing. I'd have both of these. Both of these units. Either slap bang in that centre with a general in there, just racking down on the Myrmidons or any of the enemy spearmen. And then we get picked as well. Are they? What's the difference? I'm interested to see the historical difference in the picked seamen's sea people, picked sea people swordsman and the Sheridan swordsman. What's the historical significance there? And then we have impact. Oh God. It's gonna be nasty. Oh god, I'm gonna have to find people who play this list. I'm gonna play through these lists in my YouTube channel. Actually, I'll play through them. I'll play through all these lists. I'll do that in the next couple of weeks, in the next day or two. I'll play through all these matches. I'll physically play through all these, and I'll share them. That is nasty. I'll fight the Sea People's list though. Even the People's Swordsmen are nasty as well. Protected. I'd take the 8-point reduction just to mash out all the sea peoples. Yeah, I know. I'm not faffing around with that thing anymore. What is the default difficulty? Because I can't remember Field of Glory. So Warriors average. Is it? Is that the default? Really default? Well, oh god, I play. I didn't realize the default. I always play it on like a lot higher because otherwise it's not particularly a challenge. I didn't realize. Is it Tribune? It was. That makes sense. Interested to see the change in territory type as well. What we got here, even some marsh tucked in there. But rough terrain is not really going to be a issue for this. I think we would knock out all of the picks. Would knock out all of the elite troops right on the bat. It's like this list feels very warbandy. It feels like a warband list. Hello, how are you doing today? We're just taking a quick look at some of the selection for the period 1. Interesting lists. Absolutely going to be the first two rounds. The first two rounds are going to be interesting. The Egyptian one. Picked, would you go 3 units? 63 points is quite expensive. But you could mash out 6 of them and be meta. I don't know if I'd do that. I don't think I'd feel comfortable doing that. I think would definitely. I don't know if I'd even choose a chariot on this side of the map, on this terrain type. Or I'd skip out the Libyan foot. I wouldn't choose any Libyans. Libyan, poor on rabbled. I mean, access to lights is pretty trash. I think you'd have to take all or 10. Or you are going to get out skirmished here. And also they have access to tuners and massed archers. Yeah, this list is a bit. I think you've got to decide either you're going to go hammer and anvil and just go impact them to death, and just get in their face as quickly as possible, or you're going to have to do a happy medium where you do choose 10 of the light Libyan troops selected. And I would just possibly just even this map. I think they've given light spear. Their chariots are, yeah, you're both going to be just hitting it. I'd possibly just mash out all of the 53. Don't like that. No, there's going to be no combination there that without taking one of the. You could possibly do that, and then that's maybe. Yes. I like the impact on them, though, especially the pick troops here. But I still find that mighty expensive for 63 points. Let's see what the computer actually chooses for his list here. What did he go? Let's have a look. Let's just bring that across that hill so we can see the rest of his forces. So he chose all the Myrmidons on the right. He did stick all in the one of them. Yeah, maybe the light game would be a bit more thing here. Did he actually choose all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he didn't actually choose all of them. Interesting. My money's possibly on the Sea Peoples here. I think the Greekish nation is going to take a little bit of beating here. So it's just some armor. Sorry, what am I doing? I'm gonna have to play this list. I like the Sea Peoples list, but I think if the Greekish player plays better with terrain, it might be in a bit more trouble here. But I like both. I do like both of them lists. But Sea Peoples best. All right, let's have a quick natter at the. We've got an Assyrian list next. Have a quick look. Well, by the power of technology, I will put the list up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play for all these and just see how that functions. Assyrian. Excuse me. How early are we? Oh, we're slightly later, which is nice. 7:45, I think that one is. And we are playing on Middle Eastern Hilly. And there we go. Yeah, no, that is a very good point. That's the choice you're going to have to make when you see the terrain type. I think you decide what you're going to do with the terrain type. I mean, I got to say, I like the Assyrian lists. And we do get the heavy chariots. 150 men, superior bow, the bows as well. I don't know how well they do against the light spear, light chariots. And what map was that played on? That would be on a agricultural Mediterranean. Okay, so let's have a look. Says it on the tin. These are expert Assyrian style cavalry are lovely, but very expensive. But they're very nice, armored, superior. The mix of light spear, bow, and they will evade. They will evade. I think they do evade. I'm sure they do. And the heavy chariots. I mean, of course, it's what stream. Oh, we're large. If you do get a large stream, yeah, you're going to be a bit more. You're not just going to be negated. Oh, that's not good. At least, I mean, chance the worst case scenario, you get a stream. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't like them when I come against them. The heavy chariot with a bow and superior. I love it. Absolutely love that chariot. I think it's going to be with the impact, if they get a good impact and any loss of cohesion. And the camels, the smelly camels. They really need to put a sound file for Clippity-Cloppities with the camels. I mean, I don't know, take them as you will with the things. They're bow-armed. I mean, they're only going to disorder the enemy cavalry and what are... I don't think it's worth taking the camels, to be honest with you. It's not worth taking the camels. Not worth it. I think the camels are not worth it at all. No. They'll be just more of a hassle. Unprotected as well. My main thing, I mean, they got a bow, which is nice, but I find whenever I use any cavalry, they also get shot. They get shot up. They get really badly shot up. Oh, did I choose the wrong... Oh, no, did I choose... I didn't choose the wrong list, did I? Oh, hang on a sec. Did I choose the wrong list? Oh, I'm sure I selected... Oh, I did! Because it was underneath. That's why. Duh. All right, let's see what other terrain we'll get. It's actually a good thing to see the randomization of the terrain. Oh, God. Actually, we locked in that second round of terrain. That's actually a lot better. That would be more ideal for us. And it's just a stream, not a large stream. Like I said, I don't know what the re-roll is for the tournament with terrain. What's the rule with the re-rolling terrain? Cavalry, I don't think we'll take any cavalry. Depending on the terrain, like I said, with the expert Assyrian style cavalry, I like them units, but they're costly. Do we get the mix? Do we get the mixed of archers? Yeah, I love these. I love the mixed of spearmen archers, and the protected as well. That is true. I just find them it's just them getting shot up. That is my main issue. Like they are bow magnets for me. Just being unprotected as well. An average. The disorder is nice. I like playing them against knights when they come against Muslim lists with camels. Trying to position them just in that right position. How many points are there? 46 points. Slightly more than just a early Assyrian protected. Hmm. Okay, in theory, what would we? Well, no cavalry would be particularly to that left, right, due to the rough terrain. I mean, we've got for this map here. Is it rerolls for both agree? Yeah, I assume reroll. Yeah, if both agree. Yeah, so the Assyrian list is strong. It's like I think that is very strong. And then we come down to the design. So we've got chariots for the heavy, early cavalry. You see the early, apart from like we said, possibly baiting units on the flank with some cavalry. Possibly I think they might be worth it, but at the same time, I'm not too sure. Foot guards, light spear swordsman, armored. That's nice. I do like that unit, but unfortunately, they've got Gibberins, light spear things, just light spear armored swordsman, and then we come down just to spearmen. Very heavy on the bow on the Assyrian list here. The Philistines, they're gonna have to up the game with trying to stop so much shooting and evading. It's gonna be interesting. My money are on the Syrians here, like advantage just with this selection of troops here. These foot guards will be a pain in the arse. They will be a right pain in the bum. They will be. They are going to be a really. I'd possibly take both of them units as well. And if you, like I said, if you're as reckless as me and put in generals for the extra POAs in the front line, they are going to be quite nasty to block up some of the more medium. Actually, I think mostly medium, and I don't think we'll take. I mean, possibly unit fillers for the raw spearmen, and then mostly with the spearmen archers. Yeah, I was going to say they are going to be a stickler, but interesting to look at them though. But yeah, I think the Syrian list is good for the shooting. I think the Philistine list it's got a lot to make up in the ranged factor here. Like the ranged thing is quite large here. But I think it's all going to dictate to what the terrain thing. I think this terrain. I think this map would be re-rolled. Personally, I don't know what you guys would think in chat. Would this map be re-rolled? Would you re-roll this map in your tournament? Yeah, just that's going to be interesting. Let's do an autofill. Just see what the computer would select off top of the back. I'm interested to see, does he select the 2 guard units as the AI? I would choose the 2 guard units. They do, I don't know if that's the. I'm not entirely sure if I know the. What's the? Is there what? I'd have to read the manual to see what the actually the terrain says for the agricultural stuff. Yeah, money's on. I like the Syrian list better here. But by far the favourite is the spearmen archers. I think only because I like. True. I like the spearmen arch unit just because I like the sparrow foot for the Persian list so much. I love that. I love the sparrow kind of mixed stuff. That's what I like. But yeah, do you know what you guys think in chat? What do you think, Assyrians? Do you prefer this? I think the Syrians have a slightly better advantage here, but I like it's the cavalry and the chariots, and anything particularly open, anything medium foot here that might just get impacted to death possibly, and anything we can skip by the archers. But certainly an interesting combination of units here, I've got to say. All right, that's all gravy for me. Okay, let's by the power of technology and stuff, we'll just take a look and we'll have a look at the list. But I'm loving the. I don't know who chose the mixed the factions, but they are very good. I think there's a nice mix of combat styles that could be adapted in. Let's remember my alphabet. What list is this? The 800 to 682. And then we are going to a Babylon. And we are on Middle Eastern agriculture. And by the power of technology. But like I said, there is a fine balance of having better quality, but also being outnumbered and just getting outflanked to death. Did I choose the right list there, or did I mess up? I gotta say, sorry, guys. Nope, I did. Sorry. Right, Phoenician versus Babylonia. This is a slightly earlier list. Was this slightly earlier to the previous round? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's around the same time. There's a little bit of crossover here. All right, so we are. Terrain is okay-ish for us. So we're access to some of the Assyrian style heavy chariot, bow superior, looking nice. What's the Yes, no, you can't blame me. I'm just having a look and giving you my thoughts, my rundown. But it's an interesting list. I like them. I'm going to play these through on my YouTube channel. Actually, I'm going to play these through. So we got some. We're definitely out cavalried here. Definitely out cavalried. Babylonians. Oh, it's the access to archers. So lots of nice cavalry here. Got the bow. Got the light. You got a combination of the light and heavy chariots with a sprinkle of the early Assyrian stuff. Yes, definitely. We gotta be careful here. We gotta be careful. Oh, this is not gonna be pretty for us here. And we got the Phoenician style foot, which honestly, I'll let you know, I don't like this unit. I don't like it. I think the Carthaginian get access to these at some point, and I don't like them at all. I feel they just get mashed up quite quickly because there's lots of things. Gonna get shot, lads. You're gonna get shot up playing this list. You better be fighting in the shade. Yeah. The only way to be sure is to nuke them from sight. Oh, it's just gonna get shot up. Like, it's not gonna be nice. I'm gonna play all the factions. I'm gonna play. I might say to Slytherin, I'll play all. I might ask them, can I stream it on the Twitch, and I'll play all the factions all the way through. You know, you're lucky I've got thick skin. You're lucky I don't take these jibs to heart. You know, you're lucky I don't take anything to heart. You're lucky I've got thick skin. I've been on the Twitch channel a bit too long. A bit too long. There's nothing you guys can say to hurt my feelings, apart from you take the mick out of my hair. Okay, so we've got chariots. Yeah, I'd probably put... Simon, I've just not had time. I've not had time. And I promise you, I've been busy elsewhere. My life is a bit changed at the moment. I've been busy elsewhere. I want to get back into multiplayer. This is why I've been trying to do your tournaments more. I just don't want to let down my human opponents. That's unfortunate, which I have been doing. Okay, so let's get back to it. It's the finish. I don't like it, but that is the backbone. But preferably than the irregular foot. I'd take it of the irregular foot option anytime. And we're access to 16. Yeah, I think would first of all have to mash out all the lights. I think we're definitely on a back foot here. Like, definitely on a back foot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just trying to, like I said, I would like to play more multiplayer. I really would, but don't let down my opponents. All right, so we'll definitely have to take out all the lights, and I feel like we're going to have to be more aggressive. But he's just got so access to so much cavalry here. Like, I'd possibly take all the chariots. Possibly run them with some skirmish line on either flank, possibly, because we are given a bow as well. And once the skirmish fight starts with the archers and javelinmen, depending on terrain as well, I mean, even he would only go left with the chariots. Yes, we got the Irish Vikings come in. I'm actually looking forward to that. Possibly running with a skirmish line, and then would have some. I think you'd have some massive cavalry brawl here with light chariots and the Assyrian style cavalry. It's going to be brutal. I think. How many chariots? We would be able to outnumber him in heavy chariots because we'd have 6. Would have 6 here, but he has access to 8 and 10 light chariots. If he was feeling like. But his infantry is not as good as that. No, it's actually better. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm leaning towards the Babylonian list here. But I'll play both of these lists through, and I'll just see how they play on my channel, actually, because I'll be interested. But I'm like nervously leaning towards the Babylonians just because of what this selection they've got. They've got a very much of a variety of a list. And it's our medium. I think our just general foot hit will let us down, unless we go spam, and just spam just as many units of these as possible, because one of them will get through at some point. You know what? That's not a bad thing to do. That is not a bad thing to do. Looking at that, I think we'd spam the medium foot. Forget the irregular foot. Would spam them. There's a Monty Python joke there, guys. I'm trying to make it, but no one's getting into it. Yeah, like I urge to win. This is how we wouldn't deploy on this map though, because we'd get absolutely hammered on this hill. But yeah, I think we'd. Can we meta this list? Okay, one more. Yeah. That's not far off, I believe, the list I would choose for this. I know my deployment's not particularly correct, but I think this is the list. I don't know, you guys can agree and disagree, or any talking points in the chat would go really well. But I don't think this is far off what I would use, just because of the unfortunate selection we don't have in this list. And I think taking a less tier unit here... Oh, God, them shields are so sexy. Them shields are so nice. I think that's not far of what we'll choose, just because of what we're able to choose. Yeah, I think we'd spam. But it's a beautiful list. And I will, as we're here, give kudos to all the devs from Field of Glory and Richard for all the fantastic work they put into these games. And Field of Glory, even however old it is, even presenting it right now on the Twitch channel, the beautiful, details on the shield, the flags, the decals, the troops is absolutely amazing. And sometimes you do overlook this while playing it, or if you've not seen it, it's just amazing. And as like I said, possibly as a tabletop player myself, you can always appreciate fine models on the table. But yeah, I think we would go this. We would spam out the medium foot here. I hope so as well. I'm a massive advocate for the Field of Glory franchise and the Field of Glory Empires and Kingdoms franchise as well, because it's just a fantastic thing to play. And I think a great believer, a great thing in learning through gaming as well with history. Yeah, just like I said, kudos to always. But there we go, folks. This is, I think we're coming to an hour here. But there we go, folks. That was my kind of brief overlook at all the factions so far on the tournament, and I want to say good luck to all the participants of the tournament. And I hope, and the main thing is everybody has fun and comes back and joins further Field of Glory. What's the word? Competitions. But it's going to be. I'm going to keep it. I'm gonna play through all these on my channel. Actually, I'll play through every single of these matches, and I'll play both sides, and I'll see how I go with them. But definitely I might crack on with period 1 and see how it is. But there you go, folks. Of course, I want to say thank you, of course, for Slivering Games for inviting me to come down for this hour. As always, they're a fantastic company, lots of things happening. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, please do follow them on all their socials and just have a quick look at what's happening. But good luck to everybody. I hope them all the best, and fortune favours the brave. But yeah, there we go, folks. All right. See you later, folks. Have a great evening. I will talk to everybody and I'll be back on Friday or playing some games at some point. Take care and bye bye.